Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm doing so great.
Wonderful. Congratulations to you and the team. Team Ghana has booked a place in the relay event of the World Championship. Your initial comments on what the team did over the weekend?
My initial comment is that the team did so well for just having 1.5 days of rest and 1.5 days of practice. And they came out with this extraordinary performance for Ghana to book a ticket to the World Championship in Japan, Tokyo in September. It just shows how ready these athletes are to perform for Ghana, how ready they are to get a medal for Ghana. What they just did was 1.5 days of practice. That's what we saw. If we could get more days or more practice, you could see that the bottom team could have been much better and would have made it in the first round.
I see. So initially on Saturday, they were trying to get that ticket. It didn't work. They got it right at the second time of asking. What now that is done? What is next for the team? What is the next thing they must do now that they've qualified for the relay events in the World Athletics Championships?
What we have to do for them, they have done their part. What we have to do for them to get them adequately prepared for the World Championship. This time around, things are beginning to change. Yesterday, maybe with the permission of the Honorable Minister of Sports and Recreation, I can say this one. Yesterday, we already started a conversation about how to get the team highly prepared for the Tokyo Championships. So the Honorable Minister have asked me to do or show me to do certain things, which we are currently doing. I'm already in the office trying to meet what the Honorable Minister has asked me to do. This time around, we also write to government, to Honorable Minister, for them to appreciate them, because I cannot remember any time these athletes qualified for either World Championship or Olympic Games, and we appreciate them for the hard work done. So this time around, we want to see whether we can get some kind of qualification bonus for them, just to inspire them, encourage them for them to do more. You could realize that yesterday, you might have seen it, that there was a little problem between the first and the second exchange. And it's unusual to see a Ghanaian running down top athletes from other countries. It happened, Fuseini did it in the East. He did it in the finals. Only person who could have done that or who did that was the Sambini of South Africa. That made South Africa to win the finals. He ran down 2 athletes. Fuseini ran down 2 athletes in the heat. He ran down 1 athlete in the second heat that made them qualify. This clearly shows that these athletes are top-notch athletes in the world. What they just need is what the state or government can support them. This team is not far from winning a medal, either bronze medal or silver medal from the World Championship in Tokyo. And that is what all of us, the Athletics Federation, the ministry, the NSA, journalists, the government, have to make it happen. And we, with the ministry, have started since yesterday, the conversations since yesterday. We are carrying it on. We want everybody's shoulder to be on the wheels. Let's support these athletes to give us the medal at Tokyo Olympics.
I see. Earlier in the show, we had a caller who was asking that, so what happens to the likes of Azamati and Co, who were not in Gwangju, but these guys have made it? The caller was asking, does it mean Azamati will not come back to the team? Will he come back to the team? What happens to the people who qualified Ghana to the World Championships? Will they be dropped for the likes of Azamati? Maybe you may want to explain the dynamics of all of this for those who may have these questions on their minds.
Yes, thank you very much. This is a team. It's the Ghana that are qualified. And we always try to assemble the best of our sprinters to represent it. It is not the individual athletes that have run this race that have qualified, it's the team. And the team is whoever is ready, whoever is available, whoever is in top form that we can assemble. We always try to assemble the best 5 athletes we have based on performance. So this team is likely to change after the outdoor season or after June, July. Then we'll see who has qualified. And there's another condition by World Athletics. For instance, if you have 2 athletes qualified by 100 meters by time or by ranking, they are default members of the 4x100. You can only add 3 to the already 2 qualified. If you have 3 qualifiers, individual 100 meters, it means you have only 2 athletes to add to the 3 to make the 4x100 team. So it is not the individual athlete that have qualified, but it's the team Ghana, the 4x100 team Ghana that have qualified for the Tokyo Olympics. Just like football, some people may play qualifiers, and when it comes to the real tournament, you may see some few changes. Depends upon injuries, depends upon current form, or depends upon the availability of the athletes. So these are some of the dynamics that goes into. But as I indicated in your studio some times ago, that we have to have a cut-off point where we can have the 5 athletes that will run the World Championship, so that we give them ample time for them to practice, ample time for them to compete together, so they will come used to each other. Instead of every competition we change team, every competition we pull one athlete out and put in another athlete. Sometimes it also benefit, like what happened just yesterday and the day before yesterday. Sean ran the 3rd leg, but the coach saw that Sean wasn't too strong, so he brought in a Bupem to run the 3rd leg, and his substitution was perfect. There are certain exceptions to that, but we want to maintain the 5 permanent people, athletes, for a month or 2, for them to train together, for them to compete together, so that they will come used to each other. They will be perfect in their exchanges. Australia wouldn't have made it if they hadn't got a very perfect exchanges. They haven't average athlete, but because their baton went so smoothly, that's why they made it. And if we also have that laxity or the ability to train our athletes for over 6 weeks or 2 months, for one team to be together, to practice, to train, to compete together, our baton will also be so smooth that can give us 1 or 2 seconds or 10 or 1 or 10 microseconds advantage. That will make a lot of difference. So that is my answer to the questions. Is the team that qualified, and during the qualification to the World Championship, an individual who qualified in the 100 meters is automatically part of the 4x100. So if Asamatu qualified, Joe Paul qualified, Samini qualified, Fuseini qualified, James Dazi qualified, Barnabas qualified, these are all potential athletes who are able, or who are attempting to qualify for the 100 meters and the 200 meters in China, in Japan, Tokyo. If that won't happen, then we will have a selection criteria issue on our hands, because these are all top-notch athletes. Then we just have to bring them to Ghana for them to run for justification, for national trials, for them to pick 3 to run the individual event, and we'll pick the first 5 to run the relay, just like in America. This time around, we are going to see more than 2-3 athletes qualifying for the 100 meters in Japan, Tokyo.
Okay, wonderful. I'm curious. We are talking about the men's relay team. I haven't heard a lot about the women's relay team. What's the latest on them?
the women 4x100 team, we had a bit of challenge with them in terms of performances for the last 2-3 years. But we are building them. We have 2 credible athletes in the US now that they didn't do so well in the indoors. We are praying hard that the outdoors should be better. They are ranked about 38-40 in the world. We want them to rank below 32 in the world so that they can also participate in this competition. But for us to give the opportunity to rank less than 32, we also need to have the competitions for them. to run more competition, to run more relay events. We have Deborah Champon, we have Anita Frifa, we have Jet called Victor Boache. Ho is still there, Latifa Ali is still there. So we have 5, 6 of them who are doing very well, but they are just shy of reaching where the guys are, who are highly ranked in the world, and the ladies are not favorable rank. So we are just working hard for them to be able to be within the first 32 rank in the world. That will give the opportunity to participate in this World Athletics and other global events. But it's something that we have to work on for the last 2 years. We have not been able to assemble a very good women relay team.
All right, Bawa, thank you so much, and congrats to the team.